Hey everybody, it's your girl Nail and welcome to Simply Nail's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am in the tiny studio hanging out. I just took my cap off and so I have my spritz here and I'm getting ready to spritz my hair. This is a container filled with distilled water, rose oil, essential oil, peppermint essential oil. What else is in here? Coconut oil. And it's something else in here. I forget what it is. Oh, vitamin E oil. So they're all in this bottle here. And I use it when I take off my scarf. Um, if you saw me in my live video, I had my scarf on. So, at nighttime, I take my scarf off and then I, moisturize my hair and put some of my homemade hair potions in it. And then I put the cap back on. Because even though you wear caps and tams and things like that in the wintertime, your hair is covered, it's really still important to keep it nourished and to keep it moisturized so it can remain healthy. So, I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? So I'm shaking it up here. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I go ahead and spritz my hair. So pull it down to the front. And now I'm just spraying the back, spritzing it. The oils, making sure I get around the edges. Because sometimes when we wear tams and caps and things like that, it can rub and take out the hair that we have on the side, our edges. And so it's still really good to nourish all of that. Keep it moisturized and healthy. And then while I'm at it, let me just spray the top there. It smells good in here. It smells like roses. It smells like a rose peppermint tea. Okay. And so there we have it. That feels good. It's tingling, which is a good thing. And that's how I manage my locks and keep my locks healthy every day. Okay, so Happy New Year. Hopefully you caught my video the other day, which I believe was Tuesday, and I say Happy New Year. But just in case you did not catch that video and you did not get my sentiments, Happy New Year to you. Happy 2025. I am your girl, Neil, and I am in the tiny studio. And I've been doing some rearranging and some organizing. If you haven't caught my live that I did, I think it was earlier this week where I talked about resisting the urge to hoard. I was in the tiny studio and I was trying to get everything organized and together. And I go through this organization thing here in the tiny studio every 6 months or so because it seems as if I accumulate a lot of stuff and then I don't throw anything away. So one of the really what I took to heart, the advice that was given by the psychologist, I think her name is Dr. Chabot, over on Hoarders on TLC. One of the pieces of advice that she gave about to while you're avoiding the tendency to hoard, because hoarding, now I'm going to get technical, hoarding is really a mental disorder. It's a mental illness. And there are reasons why we hoard, but one of the ways that while you're cognitive about it, one of the ways that you can prevent hoarding tendencies to develop or get out of control is once you begin to clean, or if you clean and organize regularly. If there are things that you really, really like that you're not sure you want to get rid of, you could put them into a container that says that you'll revisit that container in 6 months. Right? And then after 6 months, you take the container out and reassess whether or not you need it. And so that's what I do in the tiny studio a lot. I go through things and I touch things and I see whether or not I really need that item. And if I feel confident that I'm going to utilize this item in the tiny studio or around the house, I'll keep it, put it somewhere for 6 months. But then if I come back to it 6 months later and I realize that I haven't done anything with it, I have not used it, it's still taking up empty space, well, then I have to toss it. So I'm either going to put it in the circular file, which is the trash, or I'm going to recycle it or donate. So some of these really great habits I learned from the show Hoarders and from my fellow psychotherapists over there. Those are really good tools to use and implement in your tiny studio, or in your home, period. Really, really great organizational tools. So today I am in the tiny studio and I want to show you some things that I'm working on as far as crocheting here. The channel is also about my obsession with vintage coach and rehabbing and doing those things with vintage coach. And I haven't really done any rehabbing lately. However, I have a bag that's still here in the tiny studio that I was supposed to rehab and I was supposed to work on, and I have not done it because I have not had the time, but it's still here in the tiny studio. And let me see if I can reach it and I'll share it with you. Okay. So this is the companion bag by Coach. This is a vintage bag and I acquired it maybe 2.5 years ago, and I worked on it. But after I worked on it, I realized that it needed more rehabilitation. Okay. And so I realized that it needed more rehabilitation because, well, just by the simple fact that when I did like this, then still a lot of years of buildup and wax and whatnot is on this bag. So even though I did do some things to it 2.5 years ago, I realized that it still needs some work, as you see. So that's part of my plan within the next 30 days is to work on this bag. This is called a companion bag. Let me open it up for you and show you what it looks like on the inside. The leather is just so beautiful. It's the original tag. Okay, there is the creed there. I love vintage Coach bags. Here's the straps. I love vintage Coach because it's real leather, and the leather lasts a very long time if you take care of it. So that is what I'm in the process of doing, is getting things organized in here, because I have a whole container filled with things that I use to rehab my bags, such as the different cleaners and conditioners, brushes, things of that nature, brasso, things to clean the brass and whatnot. So I have all those things here in the tiny studio, but they need to be reorganized or organized better. So I'm working on that. But this is one of the projects that I'll be working on here in the tiny studio, and I'll keep you abreast of, this year. And I've also been trying to build up my crochet library of information, because that's one of the things when you have a hobby or a craft that you really, really love, you want to be educated about it. And so recently, I believe I shared this with you, that I purchased the Granny Square card deck. And I purchased it because I was like, I felt like I'm the Granny Square queen, and I love making granny squares and granny square blankets. And so I purchased this card deck by Claire Montgomery, and you have to be very careful when you're on Amazon or you're trying to order the Granny Square card deck, because there are dupes, and you want to be aware of those things. This is a heavy, substantial box. The cardboard is very substantial. Her name is on the cover. Claire Montgomery. This is what the box looks like. You have to be very, very careful because there are dupes out, and you will, buy the dupe and come away very disappointed. So anyhow, these are the granny squares. I really, I think that they're cool cards, but there's a problem. There is a problem, yo. There's some beautiful, beautiful design. But there's a problem. And the problem is that if you do not know how to read a diagram, then you're going to have a problem. So look, this is the diagram. Let me see if it will focus. Okay, you see the diagram? This is a crochet diagram or pattern. And I had a problem with reading this. Now I can read a regular pattern, a pattern that's, written out. I can read the written pattern, but this, I had a really difficult time reading this. You have to forgive my nails. They're looking kind of crazy because I've been designing jewelry and working with jewelry and, doing some things with glue and whatnot. But I could not read this. And there was another pattern that I had. There was another card I was looking at. Where is it at? And I was having a difficult time reading it. Is this the one? Yeah, it is. So if you have a difficult time reading diagrams like this, these type of patterns, then, you might want to get some extra education like I am. And, to be able to use it. So I tried and I could not use this because, like I said, I can't read the diagrams. Dang. But I'm working on it. So it's up on the shelf in my tiny studio. It's very, very pretty. I like the aesthetics of it. It's cute. So, of course, I'm going to keep it up there. I'm not giving it away. I'm just going to learn how to read the diagram. Or better yet, go online and find find the diagram, the written pattern of the card that I like, and translate the diagram to the actual pattern. But I really think this is a really great thing to have here in the tiny studio as a way of education. So that's there. As you see, I'm losing weight, so I have all kind of hanging skin. So do not be turned off by that. It's just the nature of the beast. When you lose weight, you have a lot of hanging skin. Okay, so I decided that I was going to buy something else and invest in my crochet passion, my passion and business of crochet, or the craft of crochet. And so I picked up Bella Coco's. Okay, see what it come up. Oh, it won't come up. That's terrible. There it is. Bella Coco's Crochet Stitch Card Deck, a pocket stitch library in 52 cards by Sarah Jane Fragola. And I've been following Bella Coco for a very long time. When I started crocheting again, seriously, about 9 years ago, her videos were the first ones that I watched. And I can't think of the other young lady that I watched too. You guys know her. When her name comes to mind, I'll let you know. You'll know who I'm talking about. Besides T.O. Yarn Crafts, but I watched Bella Coco, and I watched this other lady. I can't think of her name right now. She's over in Canada, but I watched her a lot. And so Bella Coco just came out with a crochet stitch card deck. And I said, well, I already got the Granny Square card deck. Why don't I invest in this as well? And she is base over in the UK. However, a lot of people who follow her who are in the UK, they're upset because they said that some of the, well, her cards and, you know, the patterns are written with US terminology. So anyhow, I bought this and let's open it together. I already took it out the package, as you see, because I wanted to make sure it is what it is. And once again, you know, you have to be careful of dupes or anything. This feels like it's a very substantial box made with good crochet, with good cardboard stock. Okay. All right. So this is what it's looking like. You open it up, you have this paper there. Have we left you wanting more? Okay. All right. And then you have the Bella Coco booklet. Okay. And inside it has, oh, here she is. There's her little statement at the beginning. And then on the inside, she has, you know, understanding multiples, basic stitches. What's that say? Abbreviations. Yeah. Pictures of what the stitches should look like. So I like this. This is very nice. Okay, then let me take the deck out. Ooh. Okay, here's the deck. Oops. And then it says how to use the deck. And then it says on the back what you'll find on each card. So it says what we're going to find on each card is a close-up photograph of the stitch made into a swatch, the skill level, which ranges from beginner to advanced, multiple, so you can recreate the stitch pattern across any width and height, the number after the plus symbol is for the turning chain, plus any extra chains required to complete the pattern. Repeat. See also page 4 of the booklet. On the back or in the stitches used. On the back of each card, you'll find instructions on how to work the stitch written in crochet shorthand. These instructions detail how to start, work the repeat, and finish the stitch pattern. Unless stated, there is no wrong or right side to the patterns. Some stitches may have pattern notes. Read these carefully so as they'll give you important information to help you create the stitch. So that's what this card is about, how to use each. Then, let's see, more extra information. Stitch conversions. So for all of you guys in the UK who are saying that these cards are only written in US terminologies or conversions, Bella Coco has conversions for the UK and the US, which is perfect. Perfect. And then on the back of this card, she has hook sizes. So that's great. In UK and also US size. So that's wonderful for me. Now, let's take a look at the pattern. Okay, and it looks like it's broken down. So you have, I guess these nice, cute, light blue or teal cards are simple stitch combinations. Go over here. So you have simple stitch combinations. And so you have the linen moss, which I love that stitch. You have granny stripe. You have the Suzette, the block stitch. So you have a really great, look like about 20 or so cards with simple stitch combinations. And as you see on the bottom of the card, it'll tell you the skill level, multiples, the stitches needed, and special stitches. Each card has it. So with this chevron stitch, the skill level is intermediate. The multiples are 25 plus 5. And the stitches used is the chain stitch and the single crochet stitch. So this is pretty cool. And then the next type of card you have will be the textured stitches, like the lace cluster. The cobble, the even moss, oh, look at this one, the loop, and let's see if they're, okay, I like that. Oh, look at that. And the alpine, look at this, skill level intermediate. Hey son, can I call you right back? Okay. Sorry about that. That was my son. And then the alpine. Look at that. Intermediate. So there are cards that are for more advanced crocheters, like the crocodile is a textured stitch. The crocodile is for advanced crocheters. Let's see, is there another advance? Oh, the Celtic weave. That's for advanced crocheters. So it's something in here for everyone. Then here's a textured stitch, the floret, that a beginner can try. Isn't that beautiful? So I really love these cards. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. And what's the nitty gritty? We'll now be able to read the pattern. Let's find out. Okay, now which is one I really want to try? Let's see, it's so many. I want to try them all, you know? Okay, let's see. What about the... Okay, let's go with the V-stitch. Okay, so here's the V-stitch. The V-stitch is good for a beginner. We're going to be working in multiples of 3 plus 3. And the stitches that will be used is the chain stitch and the double crochet. All right, so let's look and see how the pattern works up. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can read the pattern. Okay, it says instructions. Row 1. Oh. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. I read it. Okay. Let me do it again. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, then in 4th chain from hook, skip 3 chain, counts as double crochet, okay? Skip 2 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, in next chain, repeat from until 2nd chain. Remember to skip 1 chain, double crochet in last chain, turn. Chain 3 counts as double crochet here and throughout. Double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, in each 1 chain space across, double crochet in top of 3 chain, turn. Repeat row 2 until desired height. Fasten off, sewing ends. So I read that. Okay, that's a beginner. Now let's see if I can read an intermediate. Let's look at the bead stitch. This is a simple stitch combination. It's called the bead. It's for intermediate crochet users. If you're an intermediate crochet user if your skill as a crocheter is intermediate, which is probably where I am, even though some people say that I am advanced, I would say I'm intermediate though. So for intermediate skill, for intermediate crocheters like myself, let's see if I can read this. Okay, it says that this is going to be worked in a multiples of 2 plus 1. The stitches that I'm going to need to know how to use, that I'm going to need to know is I'm going to need to know how to chain, single crochet, double crochet, and back loop stitch, BST. Now I'm thinking that's what BST means, the back loop stitch, the back stitch, but let's look it up in the book and find out if that's what that means. Okay, and here's my handy dandy booklet. And let's go to abbreviations and find out. Here are the abbreviations. And let's find out what BST is. Okay. BST. Oh, I was wrong. I'm glad I looked it up. It is the bead stitch. Isn't that what this is? Yes, it is. So BST is bead stitch. Bead stitch. Yarn over. Insert the hook behind the previous double crochet from front to back. Yarn over. Pull through a loop 3 times around the same double crochet. So there should be 7 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 6 loops. Yarn over and pull through remaining loops. Okay, let me read that again. Bead stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook behind the previous double crochet from front to back, yarn over and pull through a loop 3 times around the same double crochet. There should be 7 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 6 loops. Yarn over and pull through remaining loops. Okay, I can read it. Okay, so, oh, and it did say that. It says it says special stitches, BST, and then it said refer to page 9 of the booklet for more information. And then it says pattern notes. When working this stitch, do not pull the yarn too tight. Okay, so I will, as you see, you don't want to pull the yarn too tight for this stitch. Okay, now let's see if I can read the instructions. Okay, it says single crochet in second chain from hook. Skip chain does not count as a stitch. Single crochet in each chain across, turn. Row 2. 3 chains counts as double crochet. Now, we're going to double crochet in next stitch. Bead stitch around post of double crochet just made. Skip single crochet, repeat from across until first remaining. Double crochet in last stitch, turn. Row 3. 1 chain does not count as stitch. Single crochet in each double crochet and bead stitch across, turn. Repeat rows 2 and 3 until desired height, ending with a row 3. Fasten off and sew in ends. So I'm going to tell you, this is so much better than hang with me. It's so much better than this. This is so much better than this to me because I couldn't read it. And like I said, I may be a intermediate and sometimes advanced crocheter, but I am still, you know, I'm still learning, you know. And that's one thing when you have a craft that you love. We're always in the process of learning new things. And I'm in the process of learning. So, what do I think? What do I think about Bella Coco's crochet stitch card deck? What do I think about it? What do I think about it? What do I think about it? Listen, I love it. I really, really love it. This is what the deck looks like. I really, really like this. I think it will most definitely be beneficial to me as I, you know, decide to explore and try new crochet stitches. And you know, that's one thing about crochet. You know, we all have our favorite stitches. You know, we all have the things, the stitches that we like or love, and sometimes that's all we use. However, I want to become a little bit more proficient, you know, and I want to use different stitches and I want to learn different techniques. So I think that Bella Coco has done a great thing, a great job with this card deck. And there's also an accompanying book, and maybe I'll go ahead and order the book too. It's called the same thing, but it's called the Stitch Library. It's called Bella Coco's Crochet Stitch Library. It says it is a beautiful directory of 100 plus stitch patterns, plus 3 gorgeous projects from best-selling author, crochet teacher, and YouTuber Bella Coco. Yep, the book is the perfect combination to this stylish card deck and includes expert advice on essential crochet techniques as well as yarn and notions. So yes, this is a really cool thing to have. And like I said, I'm trying to build up, that's my plan for this year, 2025, is to build up my crochet library. And I really like this card deck, and I will most definitely be using it. So have you purchased Bella Coco's crochet deck? I believe it just came, well, I ordered it last month and it came around a little bit after the first of the year. So and like I said, beware of dupes. If it doesn't say Bella Coco and it doesn't say her name on the bottom here, you know, do not pick it up, because like I said, this is it's a substantial card deck. It is a card deck. It's the cards are written on really hardy, good stock, just like the Granny Square card deck. Really good, substantial, you know, paper that is written on, cardstock, and you know, it should last a very, very long time. And that's what you want, right? That's what you want. And you know, you don't want any flimsy cards or anything, because you know, we crocheters, we're drinking coffee. I'm drinking turmeric tea. You know, we're snacking. Some of us have pets, some of us have children. Things happen, spills happen. And you know, if you have a card deck that is you know, not a substantial card deck or a dupe, and you get coffee or something on it, that card is ruined, you know. But with these cards, both boxes, it seems to me as if something you know, spills on it, you could clean it. You know, it looks really good. It feels really, really, really good. So go ahead and purchase this. Go ahead and order it too, and put it in your library. And no, I'm not making a commission off of this or anything. However, it's such a great thing to have. And It's up here in the tiny studio, as a good reference guide and as something that I feel that I'll be able to learn from and turn to, from time to time throughout, my crafting or crochet crafting career. So thank you so much for hanging out with me here in the tiny studio. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Do not forget to hit the like button because that helps me as well here in the tiny studio. And not only that, please consider becoming a sustainable member of the channel. I will be featuring videos and little shorts and things like that inside the members for members only. And I'm sure my members will really, really enjoy that. I'll bring in my husband and some other folks to come over to the membership channel and hang out with us here in the tiny studio. But if you want to be a part of that, you have to be a member. So go over to the membership part or go to the link where it's set up for Tiny Studio memberships and go ahead and click on that and become a member today. Okay? Well, thank you so much. I really do believe that videos will be dropping every Tuesday and Saturday. So keep that on your calendar and let me know what you think about the videos in the comment section. All right, I will see you next time here in the Tiny Studio. I'm your girl, Nell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.